everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night Live with Marianne. Hello. Come on in and say hello. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Had some technical difficulties there, but we are good to go. Welcome, everyone. Again, you can't see my face, but I promise you that I am Marianne from Made by Marianne, part of the Team Unique design team. So welcome, everybody, for Unique in the Creek. Yay! Happy Sunday. I hope you all have had an amazing Sunday night, an amazing Sunday day. So what we're going to do tonight, if you can't see here, is we are going to use the small board. Now that might be shocking to some of you because I bet you that you guys have not seen me use the small board ever. Well, tonight that changes. And I saw it and I was like, what can I do with this small board? This lonely little small board sitting in my craft room. So I decided we're going to make a flower. And we're going to make a flower using orange burlap because orange poly burlap I have a lot of it in my stash. And if you guys remember from previous streams, what we're trying to do is clean out Marianne's craft room before she buys any more craft supplies. So far we've succeeded, but hey, we still have a long way to go. It still looks like a hurricane went off in there. Hello everyone, so glad to see you. Welcome. So glad that you guys are here. So let's get right to it. I'm going to pull you in a little bit and then we are going to make this gorgeous flower. So as you can see, again, we're starting with a small board. If you need any boards at all, please use my affiliate link. You can grab them at uniqueinthecreek.com. If you use code Marianne and use my affiliate link, and here's how you spell my name right there. If you use code Marianne, you get a discount off of the boards. Okay, so the discount code and the link is in the description below. Please check it out, uniqueinthecreek.com. You can also pick up the zip ties there. You can pick up the mesh there that you're going to use. You can pick up all kinds of cool goodies, signs, ribbon, whatever you need, uniqueinthecreek.com. So this is what we're using tonight. And as you can see, hello, friends. So glad to see you all. And as you can see, I have them loaded. Now I have the places loaded open and I've just done the normal sets, okay, until we've gotten to the center. We're going to leave these open because I'm hoping I don't have to use those, all right? So I've just loaded them normally all the way around. You can close them if you'd like, and when I say closed, I just mean that you can actually close the zip tie. So it looks like that when you close them, right? So you can load them closed, you can leave them open, whichever your heart desires. And we are going to use a very simple, very easy petal for the first two rows. Okay, these are rows. What rows are these? Okay, this is 4. So these are rows 1 and 2. Okay, so for 1 and 2, we're going to use the same petal. And then we're going to switch it up a little bit when we get to row 3. Okay, and then here's our center. So hopefully that'll look beautiful. It's just plain old rope. Let's get to it, okay? So the first thing you want to do when you make a flower is make your center. That way it has time to dry, that way it has time to set, and that way you know how many actual rows you need to use, right? So grab yourself a styrofoam disc. You can get these at uniqueinthecreek.com as well. Styrofoam disc, and then all I've done is started in the center and wrapped rope around. That's it. Wrap this rope here. You can get the rope at uniqueinthecreek.com as well. So that's all I've done around this center. And then I've glued the pipe cleaner to it. And voila, there's our center. Okay. So we'll put this to the side and we'll start making our petal. Hello, friends. How's everybody doing this evening? And I have decided that I wanted to do something easy tonight for beginners, but I wanted to do something different. So that's why we're doing it this way. Now, I don't know how this flower is going to look. Hopefully it looks great by the time we get done. But you don't have to use poly burlap. Okay, you can use horizontal wide stripe mesh with this petal. You could use regular deco mesh. You could use deluxe foil, whatever you want. This petal is super forgiving. So here we go. This is cut 10 inches. Yes, I did wood burn this poly burlap, okay, because it will fray like crazy if you do not. For horizontal wide stripe mesh, you don't have to. For normal deco mesh, you don't have to. But for poly burlap, I wanted it to be a little extra secure, and frays drive me crazy anyway. So 10 inches, okay, square shape, curl side up, all right. You can probably hear my fan in the background. It's really hot in my craft room. Well, hi, Betty. All right, so curl side up. You're going to turn it to a triangle shape. And it's just habit that I always have the serged edges up here on my left and on my right. Okay, just habit. If your habit is to do it like that, then do it like that. My habit is to turn it to where I've got one side up on my left. Okay, if you create a habit of putting the serged edges in one specific place, then moving forward, your petals will look all the same. You'll have this line in the same spot for every single one. So I encourage you to start that habit. So here's my habit. We're going to turn it into a diamond shape, and then we're going to bring the bottom to the middle, okay? Then we're going to bring this bottom to the middle to where they touch, all right? So it looks like we have this here. Now, I didn't have a chance to flatten this poly burlap because I should have. So it kind of looks like an envelope maybe, kind of, right? Now all you're going to do is take the bottom and fold this piece right up to where it meets. Okay, same thing. Fold this piece down to where they come together. Okay, so you should have two triangles on the end, and it should look like this, right? Now all you're going to do is scrunch in the middle. Okay, so it looks like this, right? And I don't know what this petal's called, but I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of people use it. So that it looks like this, and then I'm just going to flip it to where they're even on the same side here. Okay, now I'm going to make sure that my tops aren't longer than each other and that they kind of look even there, right? So that looks pretty good to me. Turn it over and make sure it looks good. It does. There we go. That's what we're looking for. There's our petal. See how it kind of looks like a mermaid tail? Kind of. That's what we're looking for. And then we're just going to bring it over here and put it in the board. Now, I pre-made these, so if you're pre-making them, you can most certainly take a rubber band like this. You know, take your rubber band, put it around your nub, and voila. There you go. There's your petal. So, again, you can load the board closed. You can load it open, however your heart desires. And there we go. Petal number 1. Voila. All right, let's do it again. So there's our first one. Let's do it again. Because I probably talked through a lot of that. Hi, friends. Hi from South Florida. Well, actually, I'm in Tennessee, but hello to South Florida. All right, here we go. So turn it diamond shape, curl side up again. Diamond shape. Bring the bottom to the middle, right? Bring the top to the middle to where they touch, the points touch, okay? So you have this envelope looking thing, right? Okay. Marianne didn't get that one to the middle. There we go. There we are. Okay, bring the bottom to where it touches the point. Top where it touches the point. And then you have something that looks like that. Ta-da! And then just scrunch in the middle. And then flip to where they're side by side. Okay? And then you just manipulate it to where you think it looks pretty. I like to turn mine over, make sure they look good. And they look like mermaid tails. There we go. Ta-da! There's just a mermaid tail. I'm going to put a rubber band on it, even though I'm putting it right into the board. Because that's just habit. Because I recommend you pre-make all of these. Because I bet you that the ones I've pre-made aren't the same. Are they? Oh, yeah, they are. Good. Okay, good. So now we're going to take it, put it into the board in the very next slot, and that's what we're doing. We're going all the way around, friends and family, until we get to the next row. All right? Now these, you want to make sure that you're not sticking them out further than the other ones, right? So you don't want to have some sticking out. So let's pull this in a little bit. There we go. Okay. They might overlap a little bit, but if we have to, when we get all of them in, they should push them together so that they kind of look like this moving around the board, right? So if we have to, we can stick a little glue right here and a little glue right here to where they all look even. But, you know, right now we're just going to trust the process and see what happens moving forward. So there we go. Let's make one more. Okay, so here's our petal. Well, hello from Tennessee. That's where I am too. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm actually going to pull you in for this one just in case. So here you go. Curl side up, diamond shape, right? It would look pretty if I had it all laid out. It looked like that. It looked really good. So I'm going to take the bottom to the middle, right? So here we go. Here's what it looks like right now. Now I'm going to take this point, the top, to the middle. There's what it looks like now. All right. Okay. See from my hand? Then I'm going to take the bottom and touch the point. Take the top, touch the point so that it looks like this. Okay. Then I'm going to scrunch in the middle. There we go. A little bow tie kind of. Then I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to flip. Flip to where they're the same size. Okay, where they're right next to each other. And then I'm just going to manipulate my fingers down here to where they're the same size, or I like what they look like, right? And I like to turn them over because that's how we're doing it. Make sure they look good. And you can fix them however you want. If you got one longer than the other, you can tell that way. That one needs to be a little bit tighter. There we go. Voila. And so when they push each other together, they will look even. There we go. Really easy. And then you can just slide it into your zip tie, making sure that it doesn't stick out above the rest. And it doesn't. It's pretty good. And again, we can put a little hot glue here to make these look a little ruly. They're not going to look very, very uniform until we get to the end and fix them, but we can, so don't worry about that. Push it up just a little bit. Here we go. Ta-da! That's what we're going to do all the way around. So let's get to it. I got some pre-made. And I'm going to go ahead and close these because that might be easier on us. Didn't think about it. I just loaded the board and got it going. So let's close some of these. And again, you don't have to use poly burlap. I'm using poly burlap because I have a million of these rolls of orange. Plus, it's getting, you know, everybody's doing fall stuff, so I felt left out. So I wanted to do something orange. You know, I had FOMO real bad, fear of missing out, you know. So, kind of joined the bandwagon, but I'm still making a flower, so it's still kind of summer. I, you know, could have done Halloween today, but then I was like, no, I can't, you know. And all, you know, my Wreath and bestie, Cara Marie, she's already making Halloween, and she is so happy about it. And I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm like, you go, girl. You know, she's got some gorgeous Halloween things already going on. She's got a whole zombie theme ready. And I just can't bring myself to do it. It's too pretty outside, too hot right now. I can't think about fall. Now I can think about an orange flower, because that still reminds me of summer. But fall, acorn leaves, I can't do it right now. There we go. Ta-da. There's that one. Hello, friends. How are you? There's Cara Marie. How you doing, lady? How you doing? Okay. Can't see my face because it's super hot up here in my craft room, and I'm sweating and wearing my glasses. And I'm just not ready to show the world me with glasses yet. Just not. That one came out longer, right? Let's see. Just holding it up to me to make sure I'm not making it shorter as we go along. Because they will move together. Good, good, good. Okay. down here. Get them in here. Don't know why these have a larger nub, but, and guys, really, I mean, if you make a mistake and you don't like a petal, it's a zip tie. You clip the zip tie and move on, friends, right? So don't be afraid to try stuff out, screw up, you know, screw up, start again. It's okay. It is okay. I have, well, that one looks completely weird, doesn't it? See how I pre-made that one and it looks weird? We're not using that one. We're going to start a little different one there. I have to make another one and remake it. We will. I don't like the way that one looks. That one's good. Okay, good. No, when it's above 90 degrees, I hear you. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. When it's above 90 degrees, I am done. Really, to be honest, if it's above 75, I'm done. I'm not a heat type of girl. I do not do very well in heat. I do not do very well at the beach either. I always like come back with a massive sunburn or something funky's got skin disease got me or something. All right, I'm just making sure that I am not messing with the length of the petals here. There we go. That one looks a little funky, but we'll fix it if we have to. Get one next to it. All I'm trying to do is that I'm not pulling, that all of these are the same width, so it doesn't look like we have a dip in our flower when we get finished. And if we do, again, we'll just cut some zip ties, put them back in there. It's another reason why I like the rubber bands. That way your petal doesn't fall apart. Oh, that's the one we're saving for later. Okay. There we go. Okay, almost done with the outside. And I don't know about you, but I love making flowers. They're easy, they're quick, and they turn out beautiful. And they show up beautifully on your friends and neighbors' door. They just do. You can see them from the street if you use big bright colors. Even if you don't, you can see them from the street. So I make flowers all the time. And they are really good sellers, y'all. They really, really are. If you sell your wreaths, you should always have a few flowers to choose from, especially sunflowers. I have a festival where I make a good 10, 20 in the spring, and I never come home with any. So, just a little advice from Marianne to you. And there's all kinds of ways to make sunflowers. This would be really pretty in yellow, too, this petal. Alrighty. That might be just a little taller than the other one. There we go. Manipulate it a little bit. We might have to take that one out and do it again, but that's okay. And look, you know, from that small board, and I'm totally got you in the middle here. From that small board, look how large. Already. It's already doubled in size. So don't let the small board fool you. Don't let the small board fool you. It'll give you just as gorgeous as a flower as the large board. There we go. I hope I just didn't do all that on outside the camera view where you couldn't see, did I? I hope I didn't. I've had too much tea today, friends. I need to slow down on the tea again. I say that every time, but I do need to slow down. All right. Okay. Looking good in the neighborhood. Last one, and then we can go to the next row. Here's our last one. Voila. We can manipulate all these to look better. There we go. And they are the same size. Okay. Let's see. Looks like I have a little dip right here. Pull that out just a little bit. Otherwise, everything looks pretty circular, pretty good. Let's keep going. Let's trust our process. And again, if we don't like it, we will cut a zip tie and move on. All right, now, for the inner circle, let me go ahead and close these as well. I have only loaded the actual sets, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have to put a petal in the middle. All right, so let's go through and do the sets first. Then we can go back and put a petal in the middle. Let's see. There we go. All right, same petal, same exact petal, okay? And that one's a little funky too, so let's use it here. All we're going to do is put it here so that it covers up our sides there. And this petal's very forgiving too. So if you don't make it perfect, it's fine. Nobody's going to be able to tell. It's kind of just supposed to be freely. So don't be too hard on yourself when you make this one. All right, there we go. There's that one. I need to come down a little bit. It does. All right. All right, now let's put one in the middle here. And use some of the shared holes. Question is, now you can use, when I say shared holes, if we were to look at the back, we're on row 2, right here, okay? So we've used these holes. These are our normal sets, right? Well, notice there's another dot in the middle. So you can either use this by putting a zip tie here, right? By putting a zip tie here when you turn the board over, okay? Right here and here. Or you can use this one. Doesn't matter. Let's see if I can show you. I'm going to put one in there. As long as it gets in the middle. You don't really want to put 2 because then you're going to have them stuck together like that, right? So just choose one. You can do this one. Right? So here it is in the back. This one, or you can do this one. No problem. Either one you want, okay? And you could also do this if you want to. Just make a big one. So there's a big one, right? Go down, move it all the way over so that you skip the middle hole and then attach it here to this one. And you got a big one in the middle. If you wanted to do that, then you just pull both sides. So there we go. Let's do that since that was pretty cool. And then you can get it right in the middle where you want it. There you go. All right. Pretty. Okay, let's get this side closed. And then here's what it looks like from the back. Okay. right here. Let's see if I can pull you in a little bit. Can you see the zip tie all the way across? That's what we've done. Hello from Arizona. Welcome. Now you can see it really good. Right here. See how I've just used one big one? And you don't have to. You can just use one and use this space or this space. That's perfectly fine. I just thought it was cool to use one big one because I knew I was going to get it in the middle. And then here's what it looks like on the front. Right? Okay. Pull you back out and we'll do another one. Okay. Let's put our next one here. Sorry, let me close these as we go so that way you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. Does that make sense, everybody? Questions about that? All right, here's our next one. So let's do the same. Let me close this one. We're going to put it in our normal set, right? Making sure it's not sticking out above the rest of them. Put it in our normal set. So here's that one. It's not. Okay. So let's make another big long one to put in between. So all I've done is I have attached my zip ties by putting the tail into this one so that it looks like this, right? You guys see? Looks like that. All I've done is attach it, okay? Now I'm going to thread it through this hole, and then I'm going to come back through this hole so that it sticks up right here, okay? Here we go. So that it sticks up right here. See, here's my weird one. And then I'm just going to attach this side, and then when you get ready, you'll pull both sides and you'll clamp it down. So I'm just going to put my next one in here, right in the middle. And voila, there we go. I'll check both of them off. Well, I missed it completely. Y'all get the point. You get the point. Cool? That's what we're going to do all the way around. So you're going to need 16 pieces on the outside, 16 10-inch squares for the outside on row 1, 16 squares 10-inch on the inside on row 2. Okay? That's what we've done so far. Get some of these closed for us. Okay, let's keep going, friends. Put this one in our hole right here. Okay. Let's make another long zip tie. And again, you don't have to. If you don't want to make long zip ties, you absolutely do not have to. I just think it's cool, so I'm going to do it. Let's fix that one. There we go. Moving it all over the place, friends. There we go. Here's that one. All right, let's put one in here. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. These petals are very forgiving, so if you don't want to, make them absolutely perfect, there's no reason that you should, unless you're just like me and have to have everything perfect. But as you can tell, these petals I didn't make them perfect either, so don't be so hard on yourself. There There's our big long one. Close this one here so it won't get in our way. Close this one too. Gosh, y'all see Ozzy Osbourne died this week? That was terrible. That broke my heart. He was one of my favorites. Some of my very best memories growing up and just of my friends are, you know, it's kind of like the soundtrack to my life was Ozzy Osbourne. So, broke my heart. Seen him so many times in concert, seen Black Sabbath. It was so good. So good. And the drowning accent and Hulk Hogan. Goodness gracious, there's been a lot leave us this week, hadn't there? All right, we're getting there. I'm going to have to figure out why these look so funny, but okay. Yours too. Okay. He had Parkinson's. Whoops, wrong hole. He had Parkinson's, and that's what my daddy had. So I know how rough that is for his family, and that's a terrible disease. If you know anybody with Parkinson's, it's just robs you of your mobility, robs you of your mind in the end. It's just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Maybe one of these days we'll have a cure for it. That and breast cancer and all that other nasty stuff that likes to steal our friends and family. I keep messing with it because they're going in behind each other, but we can fix it when we get done. All right. Now it's going to have to be fixed. So here's what we've got so far. Again, we might use some glue to fix the outside when we've finished, but here's what we've got so far. I have to fix this over here. It's kind of supposed to look a little wild. So don't freak out just yet. Marianne, I was the one freaking out. Y'all thinking, oh my gosh, this doesn't look perfect. Sometimes it's not going to look perfect. And you just have to deal with it, right? Got to give yourself some grace, as one of my friends says. And again, you don't have to use these modified zip ties at all. I just think it's cool, so I'm doing it. Plus, it gets the petal in the middle where I want it, so that's why I'm doing it. I hope this turns out pretty. If not, we'll cut the zip ties and make another one with something else, doing something else. Can I get an amen? It's another good thing about these boards. They're so versatile and so reusable. If you don't like it, just snip some zip ties and change it. You know, you can always take apart a wreath and reuse this board. So, no reason to be so hard on yourself. All right, here's our next one. 2 more, and then we're going to move to a different petal and our inside. Okay, there's that one. Same as that one, good. these two funky ones now. Let's see. That one's not so bad. Probably use it. I think I will. So let's make us a long zip tie. And again, I'm just attaching the ends here. Going down one side, coming back the other longer hole, skipping the hole in the middle of the set. Attaching the other end. Yeah, this one ain't too bad. There we go. Did I finish telling you all how many petals you needed, or did I get sidetracked, started talking about something else? You'd need 32, because you'd need 16 on the outside and then 16 on the inside. So 32 of these petals. And that is just not going to cut it, friends. See how bad that is? So I have another piece of mesh over here. Let's make another one for our final attempt. Actually, let's put our zip tie together first. Well, hi, Liz. How are you, lady? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, thanks, Paula. They are, they glow in the dark. The little drips glow in the dark. You can see, so I've been into this glow in the dark thing lately. I don't know. I found this set that had glow in the dark colors, and and they really do glow really well in the dark. It's really cool. So that's what I've been doing. Painting them glow in the dark. All right, let's make another one here. Okay, probably will go back and fix some of these. Let's put our, yep. So here we go again. Here's our, look how big that is already. That's going to be so pretty. So here's our square, right? 10 inches, cut 10 inches, right? You need 32 of these to do this design. I'm going to turn it into a triangle, or not a triangle, but a diamond shape. I'm going to pull the bottom to the middle, the tip to the middle, and then I'm going to touch this tip to the other tip to the middle, right? Touch them. Okay, so I have like an envelope looking shape, right? If I were to lay it out like that, you see it? Then I'm going to pull the bottom to the tip, and then the top to the tip, so that I have a shape that looks kind of like this, right? Kind of make sure your ends are kind of the same, or you end up with wonky petals. So there we go. Then I'm going to scrunch in the middle. So I have it looking like that. I'm just going to flip it so that they're side by side. And then manipulate them. I'm going to turn them over, because that's the way we're laying them into the board. And make sure that they look kind of even. They look kind of the same. And they do. And now, if you're pre-making them, you put a rubber band in here on your nub. If you're not pre-making them, slip them right into the board, right into that zip tie. But I like to pre-make it just in case I get upset and decide to tear the whole thing down. So, just a little tip from Marianne's OCD mind to yours. There we go. All right, now we've finished. So now we can go back and fix all of them to make them look pretty. Make sure they're even and they're not, you know, below, above, behind, beyond. Okay, we can do the same with the bottom, so that they look good. Oh, I wondered what was going on with that one. This one goes here. Okay, there we go. All right. And we can use a little glue later too. I'm not going to waste y'all's time going back gluing through every single one of them. But here's what we have so far, without me being OCD and fixing every single one. We're going to move on. Now, for our next trick, we're going to make this petal, right? I don't know what you guys call this petal either, but I like to call it the curly flower petal. Maybe, Cameron, what's this one called? No, there isn't a lot of product for the U.S. right now, unfortunately. Hopefully that will change soon. I think we're just waiting for some things to change and waiting for some shipments. So there we go. What do we call this, team? Do y'all know? Anyway, here's how we make it. This is what we're going to put on the inside, right? So that it kind of looks like this. And I will mess with that forever, but there we go. We're going to do that. Okay. This is called check or wide weave poly burlap or check mesh, whichever you want to call it. And it's cut the same size. I'll move this right here because it's huge. Sorry, Stella Bella. I didn't know you were back there. Okay. This one's a little different. It's cut 10 inches, just the same. And I have, again, wood burn this or heat sealed it, whatever you want to say. Okay, it's a 10-inch square. Okay, and I'm going to turn it into a diamond shape, exact same way I did the other one, and I'm going to make a triangle. Okay, bottom to top, top to bottom, whichever you prefer, right? And I'm going to make sure that my triangle doesn't lap over right here or right there, okay? Then, after I have my triangle, I'm going to find my middle. So here's my middle, okay? I'm going to take this point and put it in the middle, right? Take this point, same thing, put it in the middle, just to where they're touching, okay? You can overlap them if you want, it doesn't really matter, but I like to make them touch. And then make sure that my envelope, again, kind of looks the same, right? So that this side looks the same as that side, all good, okay? So there's step number one. Now I'm going to put a pin here. You don't have to. You could probably do this without it, but there's how it looks, okay? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold one more time, just barely, kind of like a roll, and then fold again. So two, okay? There's one side. It's good. Let's flip it, okay? And then one, right, two, okay? So that you got it to where it looks like this. Kind of looks like a little bit of a burrito, right? And I'll pull you guys in when we do the next one. And then you just scrunch the bottom together, right? If you want it to be a little bit bigger, just pull it out a little bit. There you go. Now we're going to put it directly into the board. Into a normal set, right? If you're pre-making these, I got to quit saying right? If you're pre-making these, you'll put a rubber band in, which I suggest you do. But you don't have to. If you're going with the flow and doing them, you can put them straight in there. Just make sure that you don't get them too tall, that they're each the same size. There we go. And again, if you make a mistake, cut the zip tie and do it again. There's that. Now, again, you know, we don't want this big space right here. So we're going to have to go into the middle. So I'm going to take a normal zip tie this time. So on row 3, as you can see, they're not as far apart as they are on row 4, right? No, wait, 4, 3, 2, okay, yes. Right, they're not as far apart. So I can use one single zip tie in between the sets, like that, like so. You guys see that? Okay, so here's the zip tie we inserted. Here's our normal sets where we have 2 petals right now. right? And then we just inserted a zip tie right there. And it is right here in between these two. Cool. Let me close it so maybe you can see it a little better. Right here in between. Okay? So you're going to need 16 of these petals as well. All right, while we're in, I keep messing with it, while we're in this view, let's make this one, okay? So here's your 10-inch piece of mesh, and it doesn't have to be check mesh. Again, you can use whatever mesh your heart desires. Horizontal wide stripe mesh would be beautiful. It's a very forgiving petal. Whatever mesh you want. Regular deco mesh, totally cool. So we're going to make a triangle. All right, here's our triangle. We're going to make sure that this piece doesn't go over the edge and that they're really even. Tear this out so it doesn't look bad. Okay, there we go. We've got a good, pretty triangle there. Cut out. Okay. It is such a mess. All right, now we are going to take this corner, put it in the middle where the tip is, put the tip in the middle. Same thing, take this little corner, put the tip in the middle to where they touch. Okay. Grab your clip so that you can clip it. I don't know where the other one went, so we'll just grab another one. Grab a clip it, and you should have an envelope looking thing, right? This is what it should, there I go again, right? It's about as bad as when I said so. I broke myself of that habit. Okay, here's your envelope. And make sure that this side and this side are kind of even. Okay, they are. Now, one, fold it in one, fold it in two. Don't make it flat, kind of make it a roll. Okay, clip. Fold it in one, fold it in two. Everything looks good up here. Take my clip out, squish it together. Now, if you want them to be bigger, then just manipulate your fingers a little bit. Manipulate your petal, your fold right there. And voila, friends, there's your petal. Okay, easy as that. And then bring it over here. If you're pre-making it, put your, oops, wrong place. If you're pre-making them, put your rubber band on. If you're putting them straight into the board, stick it straight into the board, just like that. Just like this, friends. There we go. Okay. And you can still mess with it, make it look pretty. There we go. That's what we have. Okay, let's keep going. I've got these made, so let me pull you back out. And we'll rock it out. Then we'll put our center in, and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to go around and do that one. I'm just putting a zip tie in the middle here so that we can put a petal in the middle. Petal in the middle. You've never seen this petal? I don't really know who came up with it, honestly. I really don't. I don't even know where I saw it, to be honest with you. I just thought it was pretty. I don't even know what it's called. Let's be honest. Don't even know what it's called. Here we go. Keep moving this thing back and forth, back and forth. And it might be the same petal that other people make. It's just I do it differently, or, you know, I don't know. I don't know, friends. I don't know. I don't want to steal anybody's glory, so if you came up with it, great job. I love this petal. Drop me a line. Put it in the comments who made it, what it is, what it's called. all that good stuff. Because we're sharing the love. All right, there we go. Throw some more in here. This one's got a massive fray, so let's cut that off. Even though I did wood burn these. I'm not sure you absolutely have to, but I was afraid that these little pieces would come apart. So there's our set. Here's our one in the middle. Okay, moving along. What have y'all done this Sunday? Hung out with your family? What'd you do? Go to church? Did you have a good day? I think it's the cone petal. It might be, Donna. Might be. I think this one's the... I don't know. I think, isn't the cone petal... I don't think this is the cone petal. I think this might be the cone petal. I don't know. I don't know. Now, I could be totally wrong. I don't know. Where's Tina Kelly? Is she hanging around? She normally knows. I about said she should know, and you know that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody to be our encyclopedia, but she just pretty much does know. So not saying she's a know-it-all in a bad way. I'm saying it as a compliment and a good thing. Compliment and a good thing. So, Tina Kelly, if you hear somebody say, Marianne called you a know-it-all, I was doing it out of love. It's a compliment. Just saying, just, you know how things can get crazy. All right, team, we are almost there. Almost there. We can put our center in and call it a day. I'll probably hang out and glue some of these pieces together because they are a little unruly. And I won't be able to handle that. That piece, for instance, I keep messing with. Looks really pretty close up though, friends. It really does. It's kind of unique. It's all the same color, but this different mesh, this check mesh, gives it a really pretty texture. Makes it kind of stand out a little bit and not so just frilly petal, you know, wild petal. And it would look pretty cool with different colors too. If this was a different color, like maybe this was pink out here and then you had black in the center, or, you know, a different color of, maybe if you went orange, like a peach, and then a white. You do all kinds of stuff with this. All kinds of stuff. And again, I just wanted to make a flower because they're easy and beautiful. And I wanted to use the small board. Step out of my normalcy. Do something different, right, friends? Okay. You think it's the cone petal too? All right, it might be. Might be. Who knows? Like I said, I don't know, so. Made us. I know. I love your zombie wreath. When are you gonna? Have you already put it on your page, Carrie Marie? The one you just showed me. I can't wait to see pictures. Carrie Marie is throwing it's your aunt, right, Carrie Marie? Having a 50th birthday party with a zombie theme. So she's been doing all kinds of like zombie themed crafts lately. It's so cool. I can't wait to see the actual pictures of the event. It's going to be amazing. So, she's peeing every 10 minutes. Oh, bless you, puppies. You know, they're adorable, but they are a lot of work. They are definitely a lot of work. Can't say nothing about peeing every 10 minutes, though. Now that I've gotten older, I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And you can't help it if it's every 10 minutes. You just gotta do it. So I feel little puppy's pain there. All right, here we go. All right, team, we've got one more. After this one right here, and we can put our center in a hanging string or hanger, I guess I could say. I'll have to straighten these out to where they're all kind of even and not all. There we go. Woo, flip that one around. All right, last one, team, and we're going to have to make it. So let's make it. Let's make it together so you guys can see this one more time. Let me put my zip tie in, get it ready. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, look how full that is. That's going to be really pretty. Oh, yeah. We could even put leaves on it. I did make leaves if we need some. All right, so to make our second petal again, here's what we're going to do. You need a 10-inch piece of mesh of your choice. Again, it doesn't have to be poly burlap, but this is poly burlap check mesh. Okay. You want it curl sided up, 10 inches in a diamond shape. Bring the bottom to the top, make a triangle, or top to bottom, whichever one floats your boat, whichever one you like. However you do it. Okay. Find your center. So here's our center. Fold the right place over. Make the point touch the center. Same thing. Make this point touch the other point. Make sure your envelope is good. Put a little pin in it. So here's what we have now. Our envelope, right? Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Make sure your envelope looks good, that they're the same, right? Now you're gonna, whichever side you want to start with first, it doesn't matter. You're gonna fold once, or more, I guess I should say roll, but I folded it, as you can see, just not heavily. I didn't make a crease. Then I'm gonna roll again, put my pin in it. Same with this side, once, twice. Get my petal, and then I'm just gonna squeeze at the bottom and then manipulate it to where I think it looks pretty, right? And that everything's in the middle. There we go. There's our petal, friends. All right, let's put it in here. Okay. Make sure it's not squished. Give it a little bit of room. I'll have to go back and fix that. And done. Woohoo! Okay. Ta-da! Again, I'll have to go back and spread them out a little bit, make them look good and pretty. I will for sure when we get the picture. And these back here are looking all crazy. So I'll have to fix those. I'm going to probably put a little bit of glue in between the petals here to keep them in place so that they look pretty and they're not all messed up. So I go through and fix them real quick so that you can see what it really looks like. It's going to get messed up again when I put the center in, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll make sure they're perfect. Here we go. Oh, look how pretty it is. It does look kind of pretty. Oh, thank you. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, bless her little heart. She can't help it, Carrie Marie. And I bet she's so cute anyway. It's just hard to be mad at her. All right, here we go. So now I'm just sticking it through the center holes. Making sure that it's even there and it covers all of my zip ties, and it does. Okay, let's turn it over. Clip these off. Stick them down in here. All right, let's, while we're back here, let's also put our hanging hole on. And I'm just going to put the hanging hole in the hanging hole slot. So on the small board, it's right here. There's my piece of jute. Make it even. You don't even have to make it even, but I do. Tie me a double knot. Make sure it's all good. Do it one more time. Well, if I can get a hold of it. There we go. Now that puppy ain't going nowhere. All right, there's our hanging hole, so I can hang it up. And here is what our flower looks like. Preliminary. So again, you're going to need 32 petals of this fold. And I'm thinking that everybody's calling it the cone petal, so maybe that's it. I got to fix that one. I'm going to glue some of these petals together as well before I take a picture. But there we go. So here we go. What do y'all think? Like it? So 32 petals of this, and then 16 of this on your small board, right? And then your center. And that's all you need. So you need, if you didn't want to use a different color or a different type, you could use the same exact color and the same exact mesh for all the rows. You don't have to change it. You can use horizontal wide stripe mesh. You can use deluxe foil mesh. You can use regular deco, whatever your heart desires. This flower will look pretty that way. And it just kind of looks like a frilly, well, it looks like frilly mess right now, but it won't when I get done with it. All right. I'm so glad you all like it. Do I make all of my petals like the one I just made? Depends on, I would make all of them like, oh, no. You'll have to see how I made these by going back to the beginning. This is a different fold. Is that what you're asking? if I make them all the same and just put them different ways? No. This is a different fold than this one is. Okay? This is completely different. It's one piece of mesh folded in half. This one is not folded in half. It's, as you can see, it's a little thinner, so it's not doubled up, right? But I'll show you exactly how to do it at the beginning, and the replay will always be available on Unique in the Creek YouTube page if you search Make It Like Marianne or Team Unique, Live with Team Unique. You'll find all of us there. So Carrie Marie's coming up Tuesday. Are you coming up Tuesday, Carrie Marie? I don't know if she's still in West Virginia or not. So Carrie Marie might be coming up Tuesday. But we've got all of our Team Unique designers. I know Judy Baker's coming on Thursday. So y'all watch out for Unique in the Creek, Team Unique. We're here to stay. If you need any kind of craft supplies, check out uniqueinthecreek.com. Use my affiliate link pinned below, and you'll get a discount off of all of the fabulous boards. Tonight's how you use the small board to make a great flower. Look how big that puppy is. Thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope you all have an amazing day. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. If I don't get back to you within 48 hours, please send me another message. I have gone squirrel or gone rogue and forgotten about you. Just kidding. Anyway, hope you all have a great night. See you all next week. Tonight it was made by Marianne. Tomorrow it might be made by you. Mwah. God bless you all. Good night, everybody. See you next time.